Hello, viewers. Hello, replay viewers. This is Mrs. Howard with your Smarticles, and I wanted to share to you today a little tour of the Nile that I'm doing with my students this week. So you're looking at the Nile River Valley, and you're looking at the Red Sea, and this is Mrs. Howard, and I wanted to show you something that I'm doing with my students in class this week. So hi everybody and welcome. I'm Mrs. Howard, a 6th grade teacher, and this week my students and I are doing a tour of the Nile, and we're doing it via Google Tour Builder. So I'm going to show you the tour of the Nile. I'm going to show you what the students are doing, and also show you a little freebie that's available for you on my Teachers Pay Teachers store if you're interested, that corresponds with the Google tour that the students are working on. So I'm going to turn this back around and give you a little bit of a closer look to Google Tour Builder and exactly what the kids are doing. So here it is. This is a tour that I built through a platform called Google Tour Builder. If you haven't heard of it, it allows you to create a customized tour through Google Earth. But what's really great about it is you can add your own content, you can add your own stops, you can embed videos, embed images, and things like that. So with my students, I told them that, put on your personal flotation devices, keep your arms and hands inside the vehicle at all times. We are going for a tour. I warn them that they put their hands in the water, there's a high likelihood that their finger might be lost to a Nile crocodile. And I also requested that they do not feed the hippopotamuses. So then we proceed, and what I did when I set up this Google tour is I set it up so that it would kind of go through all of the stops that I need the students to see when it comes to ancient Egypt. So the first stop that they go to is Memphis, and I found a corresponding video that focuses on King Menes, which is sort of the main feature of this section of the unit that we study. And then I built in vocabulary. So there's 4 vocabulary words that they write down. I gave them a date when this event took place, because this is one of the earliest events in ancient Egyptian history. And then if they scroll down, there's some questions for them to consider. And this Google tour has several stops to it. They go to the pyramids of Giza, and as you can see, the stop is built in, and it's a 3D view of the pyramids of Giza that they can explore, vocabulary that corresponds with it, and it keeps going. They visit the Valley of the Kings. It zooms in, it shows them from a 3D perspective what the Valley of Kings looks like. It's got images, it has videos, and it continues. And so in the end, they're going to stop at 8 different stops that I built into this Google tour. And right now we're zooming into Abu Simbel, and we focus on Ramses the Great, and there's a video. So the part I want to also show you, and it is the freebie that I mentioned, was what the students do is they just take notes on this cute little tour of the Nile sheet. This is available in my store, my TPT store. It's just a freebie. It's not particularly fancy. It just allows them to take notes at each stop. So they would write stop number 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. They would record the vocabulary, write down when they're focusing on, write down which kingdom it is. Sometimes I have them put a little dot on the map. There's the Nile River, and I have them put a dot on the map where the location is that we stopped. And then I have them record important information that they're learning from the video, learning from the vocabulary, learning from the images, or in lots of cases, I link in websites for them to take a look at too. One of the ways I assess the student progress is through another little thing that's on my TPT store, and that's a postcard. This is the template for the postcard that gives them the directions, but I call it a 3-2-1 postcard. And what they have to do with the 3-2-1 postcard is they have to establish 3 interesting facts that they learned on their tour stop for the day. They have to write 2 questions that they still have about the tour stop. And then finally, they have to state 1 opinion that they have about the location they visited. So I give them a sample. I have them write it to anybody. I tell them they can use any address they want. They can mail it to SpongeBob, their dog, their brother, their sister. And then on the back of their postcard, let me scroll down a bit here. On the back, they have to include a colored image of some sort. So what are they doing this on? Well, there's the postcard samples. So there's 2 per page on the front, and there's 2 on the back. So I assign it for homework once a night, and I just tell them it's called the 3-2-1 postcard, and that's my way of assessing what they learned from the Google tour that they went on today. And again, that's the example of the Google Tour. Now, Google Tour Builder is a free app through Google. And if you want to access it, you can just go to Tour Builder. If you want to access mine, you may do that. It's certainly free. I can share this Google Tour with you. I would ask that you just zip me an email at yoursmarticles.gmail.com. Excuse me, yoursmarticles@gmail.com. And I will share this link with you if you are someone that wants this tour and you want to do the tour lesson just as I'm doing it. The freebies on my Your Smarticles store on TPT. And just to finish up the tour so you can see the rest of it, Abu Simbel Stop 5. We've got the Valley of the Kings with built-in videos, images, vocab. We focus on mummification on this one. Get some nice images. King Tut's tomb actually talks about Howard Carter and his discovery of King Tut's tomb. Some original footage, which is pretty cool. And then the last stop, I have them stop at Rosetta, Egypt, so they can see where the Rosetta Stone was found, how it was found, and there's a little video that corresponds with that. What I really like about doing it this way, especially with today's lesson at school, it's, you get in the computer lab, or whether they're using laptops, whether they're using Chromebooks, it doesn't work with iPads, that I can tell you. They have not quite modified it to the point where it can be used on iPads with any success. But the lesson was plug and play. The kids were engaged, they were quiet, they were focused, they were productive. And also embedded in the tour, I added fun links. So I tell them, once you've looked at the stop and you've taken all of your notes and you've watched the video, you can play a game. So on all of those pages, there are links that correspond with the content for the day and fun little games. One of them is a pyramid builder game. One of them is a mummification game. So I've really kind of archived a bunch of resources together and put them all within that Google Tour. So if you're a social studies teacher and this is your content area, I encourage you to give it a try. If you're an ELA teacher or another content area teacher, try Google Tour Builder. I think you'll be pleased with the result and what it can do. And it's very easy to use. I have given you some tips in a previous Periscope, and I will probably be giving more tips in the future. So I really thank you for tuning in. This is Mrs. Howard, and I'm with Your Smarticles. I hope everybody had a great Monday. Take care.